Hello again. The next videos are about the Amptweaker. On the last video I had the camera the other way around so that what you see would not be mirrored like it is now, but I found out that this way I don't see what I'm filming during the actual footage, and then I'm out of the frame all the time because you don't see where you are. You're too deep, and that's fucked up. So we have to do it like this till I get a proper camera. And also, this is so much to cover around that pedal here that I have to make two videos because I don't have two cameras. If I had two, it could explain to what I do during you see the pedal, but that's not an option because I want to talk about the layout and anything, and that's not possible if it's on the ground. So the Amptweaker, it's an iconic brand by James Brown, who also built the whole EVH stuff, but he sold the company in 2020 and took a job at Fender, and there he does all the AVH branded stuff. So build quality, it's really cool build. You maybe think when you touch it that it's some kind of rough artificial material, some kind of plastic, but it's not. It's metal. It just feels a bit different. Everything built in the USA, hand wired, hand built, everything. Design wise, there was the Tight Metal Pro 1, that's the 2, and this was, those things look like it came out of a garage. They're very large enclosures, but they had a huge fan community. So tell me, do you like the old design more, or do you like this design more? I personally totally dig this design. These cool metal knobs have a cool texture on them. Everything feels sturdy and quality. It don't feel cheap. It feels like quality. So from the layout, of course, you have at first the volume knob. It's mirrored, so I have to point on it. Of course, it does volume. The resonance and presence control right next to it here are the Death Finder circuit, which was an Amptweaker pedal before, a small pedal. This is the circuit out of this pedal, so I think. Also, the Diffuserator, which is, I come to that later, was also a pedal from Amptweaker, and they kind of built the circuit into here that you have it. Yeah, they're the 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 pedal, if you like. So, and next we have the EQ section, and this is like you have on 12 o'clock it's flat, and if you go clockwise you boost it, and you go counterclockwise you cut the mids or the highs or the lows. So it's not 0 to 12, it's 5 in the middle, you know, and then you boost it or you cut it. The gain knob is next to it, and this is the gain knob here is for the normal stage. So you control the gain before you engage the boost stage. And the tight knob is to make the sound more percussive. It's a low cut filter before the distortion, so it says. The tone, yeah, percussive, and if you play it on headphones, you should turn it more on the low side. Don't crank it. Not good. Yeah, the Diffuserator next here. This little knob was a pedal they built before, and now you have it in here. It's an attenuator for the extreme highs, which you always have, and on high gain settings. And if you turn it clockwise, it gets more bright. And if you turn it counterclockwise, it gets more dark, more mumbly. And if you have big hands, be careful when you tweaking it that you don't accidentally move these knobs above. When you tweak around here, you can very fast interfere with the knobs above. This happened to me. I turned it low and I wonder, where's the volume gone? I didn't see that I touched the knob. The next is the mid boost. Mid boost is a mid boost. Not really much you can tell. Okay, but it always works together. So it may be counterproductive to engage the mid boost together with the trash setting, because the trash setting cuts the mids and you boost it and then you cut it. So you can do what you want, but I use either one. But you can experiment, do as you like. And it could be an overkill to use the mid boost together with the smooth section. The thrash section is the 80s metal scoop. Not more about to say about that. And the smooth switch here is like a blanket over the speakers. You know, it warms up the high end a bit. And at last we have a little knob here. That's the gate, and it's a good gate. It's very responsive. So don't overdo it, because then you cut your tone. The engage knob powers the pedal, and if you put it again, you go on the on the side track. That is the loop here, the side track loop. But I speak about that later. And the other way, it's the boost section, and this controls all boost functions basically. It has its own volume and gain. That's very handleable. So if you max the gain out, you don't have to. So you layer that over the norm stage if you press the boost button. Then you have on the side a lot of switches. We have a balanced layout, we have the out from the pedal normal output, and here we have the fat boosts. We have one for the norm stage and for the boost stage. And when you press the... So both are not needed if you play in headphones. If you play headphones, you don't turn both out. And they go on top of each other. So if you have both on, it's maybe too much. Next, the capsum. Yeah, here. There's a switch for the capsum. You have 3 capsums. A 412 slam cap, a 412 straight cap, and a 212 cap. The capsips, of course, when you play to a real cap, like I do here, you can't hear them. But over headphones, they work really well. And I like it. The headphone output is here. And I was surprised. I heard that it's not a good headphone output, but I use it and I like it. It's not so bad. The 412 cap is the most bright, in my opinion, but also the most noisy cap. Yeah, you have to decide what's preferred. Yeah, the balanced line out, you have the DI signal, and then we go to the loops. As I mentioned before, the sidetrack, this button here, enables the sidetrack loop. So whatever you have in there is, it's like an AB switcher. I have, for instance, the AVH overdrive in there, and so I can switch between that and the Amptweaker by stopping on that here. The global loop, whatever you put in there is always on. So I think it's a good place for an EQ pedal. Then you have the boost loop there. And that's, like the name said, only activated if you stomp on the boost section. There are a few things nobody talks about any Amptweaker videos. For instance, the secret switches that are here inside. I heard, and so maybe you have heard, that you can select if you want the boost before or after the gain stage, the distortion, something like that. But I never saw anything how to do it, and then I stumbled over the dip switches in the inside of the pedal. So we open it up, and now this is what so far nobody has a video made about. You have secret switches, so they're not secret, they're just hidden behind the backplate. You have one here, it's mirrored, but here it says universal loop, right? No, oh, here it says boost loop. So with this switch you can decide if the boost in the loop goes, it says post or pre, so I think it's before or after the gain station, the distortion. Same with the universal loop. This switch is here. There you can see the little black knob there. So here is a switch, and here, and here is a switch. That's for the universal loop, to decide if you want it before or after the distortion. And then right after this you have another little switch there right above the other one, and that is a switch to decide if the diffuserator, this one here, is always on or not. So what can you do with it? I'm not pretty sure. I played around with it, so I connected it and switched the knobs, and I only set on the universal loop. On the post setting, I tested it all with a chorus pedal to just see how it behaved, you know. On the universal loop, the effect is more pronounced if it's on the post setting. So I guess after the distortion, the chorus is just more audible, so the effect is more there, if you know what I mean. If you switch it to pre, yeah, you don't hear it as much, and that's the only difference I could hear. The diffuserator seems best on the always on setting. I could not really hear a tonal difference, but as long as the diffuseration goes, I think it's better to leave it at always on. But tonal, no real difference in my ears. And the boost loop, if you put it pre or post distortion, I don't have any difference. I don't have a difference in volume, or the effect was not more pronounced or anything. I don't hear any difference at all. So maybe your mileage may vary, so tell me what you think about the idea of this, and if I'm right about this. Is it the gain stage, what we're talking about here, pre and post the distortion? I mean, what else should it be? If I tell you bullshit during the last 14 minutes, so please let me know. And that's all I can tell you about the Amptweaker Tight Metal Pro for now. And I will do a proper demonstration soon. So see you then. Ciao.